And a dear friend of mine called and said that a certain political group had wanted to come and hold boards out on the road, and he wanted to escape somewhere. I went and brought him and hid him in the hotel.
So greetings to you, sir.
Thank you.
Could you please introduce yourself to us?
My name is Amal Nanayakkara. I am a graduate of the Ceylon Hotel School as well as a graduate of the Oberoi School of Hotel Management from New Delhi. I have done my masters from the University of Colombo. Actually, my masters is interesting because we were the first batch which did a masters from the University of Colombo from the art faculty. Total brainchild of Dr. Suranga Silva, who initiated it. And we started in 2011 and we graduated in 2015. Yes. Plus, of course, close upon 35 years of experience in the industry.
Understood. So what role actually do you play at IIHE right now?
IIHE is a very interesting university because they are not fearful in trying to experiment out and starting new courses, venturing out in new areas. And one of the things which they've started now, the hospitality is fantastic because I think hospitality has a huge future for Sri Lanka. But unfortunately, we don't have any professional thinking people in the industry at the moment. The hotel school produces some wonderful people, but those people are into more production, into action. But whereas the thinking part is lacking, and that's where the universities come, and that's where IIHE is playing an important and definite role in that, and that's very important. And I would be handling some parts of the master's course in hospitality which the university is hoping to introduce. I think the thinking is in absolutely right direction.
So these are quite uncertain times, I think anyone would say. So for the hospitality trade, what does uncertainty mean to you?
Very good. When have we not been in uncertainty? We've been in uncertainty always. There had never been. When I passed out from the hotel school in 1982, in 1983 we became uncertain by itself. I started working with the Oberois, but Oberois we continued to be certain. We never diluted any of our products. Mr. Abhayodhana was one of my bosses there at that time. He was in charge. He insisted on keeping to the standards which was applicable, and we continued with that, whatever the uncertainties were. And the hospitality industry right through, including at a time in 1989 when I was working for the Queen's Hotel in Kandy, we went through not only the north, even south, and even Kandy in the center was burning. But we continued with hospitality, we continued with the Perahara at that time, and we served some excellent services. We continued with it. So, actually, now thinking back, the 20th of April 2019 was one of the nicest days that we all had. It all changed the next day. But on the 20th of April, we never knew that it was one of the finest days we were going through. So I am a firm believer that today is a nice day itself, and we will continue to have better days, but definitely things are going to improve and we are looking forward to those.
I think well said and never said better enough, I would say.
Yes.
Leading to the next question, how do you prepare yourself as a HR professional in the hospitality industry? How do you prepare for something like this?
See, it's all to do with a mindset to thinking positively to the future. The future is not going to be as bleak as the present. The future is going to be good. And that is applicable to education in all spheres. You as students think, my gosh, what am I studying for? What is the future going to be? But any lecturer, any teacher, you get to give hope to the student that the future is going to be better. This industry which you are in, this chosen field is going to be your future. the country's economy is going to improve, and that is the duty of any trainer. And of course, we've gone through some excellent trainers ourselves and excellent lecturers. They've always told future is better, not only in technology, but not only in human spirit, but the endurance that we are doing is for the betterment of the future.
I mean, now that we picked up the tempo on this conversation, would you be willing to share a fond memory back from the good old days, I would say?
Yes, there are many memories that one would look at. One of the most, now thinking back, one of the most frightful experiences was when I was in Queens. There was a lot of violence which was going on in 1989, and a dear friend of mine called and said that a certain political group had wanted to come and hold boards out on the road, and he wanted to escape somewhere. I went and brought him and hid him in the hotel. And of course, at that time it was a bit of a frightful thing to be doing, the whole exposure of going there, picking him up, hiding him, putting him into a. But today, that period later, I think it was a good thing that we did, and he survived and we survived, and people continued. We all have gone through some very bad periods. I hope they won't come back, but things change.
All right. So, looking at the academic side of questions from here on, could you please share your knowledge or your understanding of the modules which is being conducted for human resources management?
Very good. I need to get back onto a historical aspect of it. I returned back from Dubai where I was handling personnel and training for Dubai Hilton, and after I came back, there was a bit of uncertainty about me going back to Dubai or staying on, and accidentally I applied to Kandalama Hotel, and they said, we don't have any operation management at the moment, would you be interested in training our staff? And I said, yes, why not? And that gave a total insight where we took this group of 100 boys from in and around Kandalama, Sigiriya, Kimisa, Uhumiya, Damulla. In fact, 28 of those boys had never seen the sea before. And we brought them to Bentora and told them about the 4 departments of a hotel, how to carry a tray, how to carry plates, how to say good morning, good evening, and be nice to people. And today, 25 years later, all those boys have done extremely well for themselves. Actually, they can teach me their wine and cheese now. They are comparing wine with tea with food, something which the people were associated with wine. Now they are saying, why don't you do it with tea? And they are excellent. They are very good. They are very smart. They have improved upon their English. And to me, that is a cornerstone in deciding that the human resource development is something very, very important to the whole of hospitality industry. And today still Kandalama remains, after all these years, also very special. And that is because of that fundamentally important aspect of the director's decision at that time to train the staff and make sure that they are comfortable with guests. And I will always appreciate that decision that they took to take me and to train the staff. We introduced that same thing to the tea factory. We did that same kind of thing to Water's Edge, as well as at Merino Beach in Colombo, which was the recent most.
What differences do you see in HR practices overall then and now?
So, HR practices have improved a lot from that time to this time. There are far more strong relationship built between the HR department and the staff member. There is no block, there is no barricade, easily accessible, and the management listens to the staff a lot. Their ideas, their thoughts and thinking are implemented, and it has taken a very positive turn onto the better. But I wish the hospitality industry would take on training and implementation of ideas of the management through training with the staff. Today, in fact, some of the supermarkets which have come to Colombo also have taken on training of their staff very strongly, and they are giving a very good fight to the hospitality industry in polite truthfulness and doing service. And to me, a toothpaste tube in one supermarket is the same in another. The only thing is going to be the service which is being delivered. And if the hotels also can adopt strong training practices and inform the staff to deliver those positive training, I think it will be very good and important for the hospitality industry.
All right, one final question to you for viewers who are watching this right now. Is it the right time for an MBA?
Of course, what is a bad time for an MBA? Education is always important, knowledge is always important. We can postpone things, but it's always important to do it at the time that you think you need to be doing it. The young, the better. Get your qualifications and step into the field. The more you postpone things, there are so many other encumbrances which come into your life and you get involved with those. But whereas if you can keep to your core value of education is necessary, knowledge base is necessary, I need to get my experience based on my knowledge, then the future is great for you.
I would like to quote one final question, I would say. I would like to quote Mr. Iraj, the course director of the hospitality program. He said that human resources is one of the most important factors for the hospitality trade. What do you believe in?
Of course, it's the people, it's not the hardware which is going to be important to any guest who comes. It's the warmth, it's the touch, it's the understanding of the people to look after you. Robots may not be quite able to deliver the necessary service. You need to have the human touch, and that's what people come for. And that is what is special about the East. That is what is special about Sri Lanka. The human touch, the smile, the way able to talk to, understanding, sympathizing with you, empathizing with you, and understanding what service needs to be delivered.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thanks.